Hey there, how's it going? I wanted to talk a little bit about the Bait Finesse Retreat, March 4th and 6th, 2023. So I guess the first thing is, hey, we're doing it, because when I first shared about this a couple weeks ago, it was like, hey, if anybody wants to come, then I'll start planning it. Well, some of you guys have already committed, and so we're definitely doing it. This is definitely going to happen, a 3-day event. So what? I'm not like a webmaster or anything, so I put together a little web page so that you can maybe learn a little bit more. But I just wanted to go over sort of some of the details, or at least what, some of the rough ideas, because it wasn't even half-baked when we first shared it. So, bottom line is, I love to avoid a little bit of the cold in the wintertime, and February, late February, early March is usually, it can be pretty rough here in Pennsylvania. So that's part of the timing is just to try to get somewhere to enjoy some warmer weather when typically the fishing is pretty rough around here. I've started to put together a little bit of what I think is a potential agenda or a framework that we could work under. So, it's going to start on Saturday, end on Monday. So Saturday, I figure, well, hey, when you're in Florida, just get up early and go fishing if you want. And so we'll meet maybe around like 8:30, 9:30, something like that. And we'll do, essentially like the initial meet and greet. And then I want people to share, like, well, what are the fish that you're hoping to catch when you're down in Florida? And I have a list of probably 25 different tactics that I've used over the last year to find better places to catch, bigger fish, or just to find water by myself. And so I'm going to share those with anybody who signs up. And sort of the homework, the pre-event work is going to be, well, use some of these tools and some of these tips to find some potential places to go fishing. And I want us to talk about that, and what were some of the things that worked well for you to sort of figure out where you might want to fish in a place that you've never been, Bradenton, Florida. And then from there, we'll basically take a late afternoon fishing session, and we'll split into groups of 2, 3, 4, something like that, based on interest, right? So, people that want to go after redfish, people that want to go after cichlids or bass or whatever it happens to be, we'll figure out how to split people up so that, you're going after the same kind of stuff you want to go after. And then on Sunday, we'll sort of do the same thing, right? We'll from the previous day, we'll send people out and, have groups of people meet up and go do your morning fishing session, then come back, tell some good fish stories, right? Let's hear what happened. Let's maybe see some pictures and stuff like that. And then I thought it'd be fun to do like a BFS skills competition. And so, maybe for casting distance and casting accuracy, who knows what else. I thought that might be fun. And then same thing, we'll do an afternoon fishing session. Monday, you're in Florida, it's wintertime. For me, I want to make sure we maximize the amount of time we go fishing. So, go fishing in the morning, have some of those stories again. But then that's when we sort of do the hands-on demo. And I thought I'd push it towards the end. This was my thought process. Like, we'll do some of the hands-on with a lot of my gear and any gear that anybody else wants to bring. I know at least one of the people coming says he's got a lot of, or at least some vintage JDM stuff that he wants me to check out. So I don't know if he's willing to share with other people as well. But, I thought that, so based on what people have caught the first couple of days and based on the skills competition, maybe you'll have an idea of like, well, what's some of the stuff you want to check out. And again, this is part of why I'm working on finding a venue that is waterfront, so that we can basically go right from where we're at, and whether it's just a pond or whether it's a river, just be able to cast into the water and maybe catch some fish, so that we do that hands-on demo time. And then we'll sort of do a wrap-up, and I do have some prizes already lined up. So I have a Lemmer & Wind Shadow, the fiberglass travel rod, one of my favorite rods. I've got a brand new, still wrapped up in the package. I've got one of those to give away. I've got a YLT tank reel. I'd call it more of a standard or a power BFS reel, but I do have one of those. And then I'm also working on the idea of having a custom lure made, and it's just a matter of getting all of the right things in place. But there will be a custom lure. Hopefully I'll have it for when you're there. And the goal is, I just think it'd be cool to do these fun things, as I shared in the first video. So we'll do this first one in Florida, but maybe in the summer we do one in Michigan and or Montana or Idaho or Colorado, right? These are all fantastic fishing destinations. Maine, for crying out loud. And then in the winter times we start hitting some of the southern tiers. At least this is how I'm planning on doing it, because these are the places I want to fish and the times of year I want to fish them. But for each one of those events, I want to have a custom lure, and so it'll be something unique, something that you can only get when you're at that event. That's what I'm thinking of. It's all kind of, as I put here on the website, it's all kind of fluid, right? Because as people sign up, as people have ideas on what they want to do, I want to make sure that we make this as good as possible. And maybe too much fishing isn't the right thing to do. I kind of find that hard to believe. But if we want to spend more time talking and learning from each other, that's fantastic. I figure the evenings sort of be optional. It's not going to be real late in March anyway. That's before the time change. So, it's going to get dark fairly early still. If you want to go fishing, that's great. If you just want to go hang out, some of us are introverts, and you just 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is enough with people. But I think a lot of us will end up finding a place to hang out. And if things work out great, I'd love to be able to have the venue to be a place where we could also hang out. But I just haven't been able to figure that out yet. So, if that sounds like fun, if it sounds like some cool things that you'd want to do, or if you have some ideas that we should share, let me know. I'm hoping a handful more people sign up, but $250 a person. We get 10 or 12 people sign up, then basically it should pretty much cover the cost, and that'll be cool. If it doesn't, that's fine. I mean, you guys will watch some of my unboxing vids, that I spend money on this stuff here. It's just I'm in the position to do it, but I can't just do these kind of things for free. So we're going to do $250. That'll cover the venue, cover some prizes. I do have somebody else who has reached out to maybe do some sort of sponsorship. Maybe it's a prize, maybe it's just a donation. I'm not sure yet. So there could be more stuff coming. And as we continue to get more people sign up, it'll probably give me a little bit more leverage to try to get some other potential sponsors and prize donations. So with that, there's definitely some door prizes. There should be a lot of good fun. $250 will cover that. It'll also cover lunches, so I will take care of feeding us when we're hanging out together. So if it sounds like fun to you, sign up. I've got a bunch of ways to pay there through PayPal, but you can pay just through PayPal. You can pay through your debit card, credit card, whatever it is. If you love the idea of this and you're like, well, I just can't make it in March, but you want to support in some ways, or you want to maybe get a little bit more community, I've also started setting up a Patreon membership. So I have that thought out at two different ways. One of them's just going to be a forum where maybe we'll have like a once a month a live video chat or something. But then the other one is I really think there's an opportunity for a lot of us small fishing creators to sort of band together and learn from each other, similar to this event, but just from learning the business of YouTube. So I'm also working on setting up a Patreon just for small fishing YouTubers, and that'll be limited to, right now I have it set as 100 people, and I think that's more than enough. Because I want everybody to be able to try to get to know each other. Might be a good way to do some collabs and stuff like that. But so all kinds of fun things that I'm working on. I'm trying to do everything that I can so that we can connect more. Probably the biggest thing that's come out of this, I started this YouTube channel really with the idea of I just want to document my journey into this thing called bait finesse. And I feel like I have met a lot of friends along the way, even though we've never met in person. Although now some of them I have, right? I have been able to meet some people in person. And so now I'm looking for well, how can we get to the point where we get to know each other better? Maybe we talk a little bit deeper. YouTube comments is great, but it's nice to be able to meet people in person and maybe create some cool memories and learn from each other. So that's sort of the goal behind a lot of the different things that I'm starting to do now, is how do we create a little bit more of a community around bait finesse, because it has rejuvenated my fishing. and as much as I can share that with you guys, I want to do that. So if you have any questions, reach out, info@anglingwithaaron.com. If you're like, hey, I'm down with this, I'm in. I've got a way now that you can just basically go to the website's going to be anglingwithaaron.com/retreat. I think I'll have the link in the video description because I'm going to make it go live now. And then as I do these updates, I'll just add them to the website as well, sort of like a Kickstarter idea. So with that, I am really looking forward to meeting hopefully a bunch of you guys down in Florida in March. I'm really excited about the people who have signed up, so I appreciate that. And yeah, this is going to be fun. I hope I see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time if I don't see you in March.